Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me? Okay. Let me offer prayer. If there's any issues with network or voice, please feedback. ॐ अज्ञानतिम्रान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथामह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलान् श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललित श्रीविशाख अन्वितंश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। If possible, you can turn on your videos. So, I hope you are all enjoying and celebrating this special Kartik month. And this month is very dear to Lord because so many important, wonderful, sweet pastimes happened in this month, one of which is Damodar Lila. Last week we just briefly discussed the pastime, how Lord Krishna was kept alone on the bed by Mother Yashoda, and she was attending the household affair, which the Lord was not so much happy. And then we went till the end where he uprooted two trees from which the sons of Kubera, who were cursed by Narada Muni, they appeared and they left. We tried to dive a little in the philosophical aspect of it, but we actually were relishing the pastime more. And let's try to appreciate the deeper understanding by knowing the deeper understanding of the pastime. Lord was just a child, not even a boy, not even a young man, or no, Lord was just a boy. And then it's very amazing or wonderful that such a small boy can give such a profound instructions secretly. Yeah. And people who have the perception ability, who can perceive what the Lord has done and what is the inner lessons or inner intentions of the Lord, can actually go more deeper and get more more affectionate to the Lord, more attached to the Lord, because of the the direct and indirect reasons of Lord enacting such a wonderful pastime. So if we see in this Leela, the Lord was, yeah, doing something that could actually show that um it looks as if like an ordinary boy who was doing, but at the same time, there are some moments where it says that, oh, ordinary boy cannot do that. So in that way, we see that um, on the storyline, it might look somehow sometimes superficial or sometimes unbelievable. And then when these unbelievable things come, what should we do? Should we just take it as unbelievable and do not believe it, or unbelievable and then appreciate that and deeper our faith? Yeah, later today at Ram Raghav Prabhu's home, we'll be discussing about what is all about faith. Yeah, but these leelas, can they help to improve or increase our faith, or will they actually shatter our, yeah, some kind of faith that we built up due to just accepting without facts, or just accepting which we could appreciate or which we could understand? Huh? So those things. So so this three level, yeah, I think if you remember when we were discussing Ram Katha, yeah, for 4 years in the past, often I used to refer this that the Ramayana that uh, I was speaking was of three levels. One is a storyline straight, what happened in each episode, but there is also a deeper understanding why this happened, what is there for us to learn. Huh? And the third one was at a character level. Yeah, each role, it's not just the storyline and the deeper understanding, but if we see on a subject basis, so we can see that what did Lord Ram exhibit in that past time for us to learn? Because we have these moral stories, and these moral stories are giving themselves a moral that one should speak truth, or one should be honest, or one should be generous, all these things. But that one, yeah, to understand that this is, those are very vividly explained through the leelas of the Lord, that it could be Ramayana, whether it is Mahabharata, whether it is Bhagavatam. uh, the characters, the roles, the personalities, they help us to understand. And then we see, yeah, we all are um, hankering very hard for finding a role model. Otherwise, we are very, very deep rooted in our inertia. Just if we see, oh, okay, I'm already doing a lot, we may have this feeling that, okay, if you see my whole day, I'm already busy. And in this whole day, I have kept Krishna so much in front. I have kept Krishna in the center. I have kept Krishna as my top priority. We feel that, and then we think that, okay, uh, but am I doing enough? But when we look to the role models, then we see we are nothing but just a pebble, or even not even a pebble, a dust particle at the lotus feet of such great personalities. So we should have such great role models, and role models in terms of senior Vaishnavas, in terms of guru, in terms of associates like Goswamis, to understand what it means to really be fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, what will happen is when we don't have role models, we think that we are doing enough, and then we think that this is okay. In this I have done 2 hours of chanting. I have done few hours of cooking for Krishna. This is what we think. I think we think that, okay, I have done reading, because Krishna likes. And in that way, we think that we are doing a lot of devotional thing. How much concentrated, how much deeper, how much focused, all these things matter. And we see here in this Leela, we see that the one level is the storyline, which is just straight. The second level is this analysis that is going behind. Yeah, these analysis sometimes can bewilder, sometimes make us become more atheistic rather than theistic, because There is aspect how much can I accept, how much can I not able to accept it. Yeah. And then the third level, the deeper level, the innermost level is the uh, practical application of how to do it. It's not like, okay, Madhavendra Puri has not eaten. He has led a life like a python that only if something comes in his way, someone is giving him food, then only he's drinking or eating. Can we do that? No, we don't want to imitate. We want to understand what does that mean. We don't want to just now go into this mode of not eating because I want to follow Madhavendra Puri. How can we follow is what was he doing? Absorption in Krishna. And because in absorption of Krishna, then there are some obstacles, so he gave up. Why to cook? Why to spend time in cooking? I can still focus on Krishna. So in that way, if we are really focused in Krishna, then we think, okay, how to um, save our time. So that is the lesson. Huh? And when these acharyas are decoding or deciphering this Leela's internal meaning, and then how to apply, that comes to sadhaka level. That for us, how can we apply this and become a devotee? Not even a first class devotee, even a good devotee, a sadhaka mm, is possible only when we understand these internal uh, meaning and apply that, and not only shravanam of the pastime, but also when we are imbibing these qualities, then we can actually engage in different kinds of services with that. Yeah, so we get into this Leela. So one aspect here we see, we know that Krishna is Supreme Lord. And then as soon as when we know he's a Supreme Lord, who is creator, who is controller, who is enjoyer and all in full extent, then automatically what will happen is our mood will be more towards uh, offering our worship, offering our respect, offering our awe and reverence, and being very, very careful while dealing with Krishna, uh, that, oh, I have to be very, very, very precise and careful in what I'm doing. But the mood in Vrindavan, if we see, the mood is different. The mood in Vrindavan, they see that Krishna not as the supreme lord or supreme controller. They see him as a boy. Hmm. So, and I mean, if we can see, not only in this pastime, then there are other pastimes where once when Krishna is playing with his cowherd boys, yeah, and then it was very tough. Yeah, divide the group into two parts, and the pulling of the rope on one side, Krishna's team, and the other side was Sridhama's team. And you know what? And Krishna wanted to get an edge to win, and then he started saying, "Yeah, you know what? Who am I? Do you know who am I?" And then Sridham said, "Yeah, I know better than you who you are." Yeah, and we may think that Sridham knows that Krishna is the Lord. No, he sees Krishna as a mischievous, naughty child. Hmm? And then Krishna was, no, no, he wanted to say, no, I think now I have to give more examples so that you understand who I am. I am that great here to show off. Like when we want to show our greatness, and through greatness, kind of scare people. Yeah. So this is what Krishna was trying, and what Krishna did is he started saying, huh, uh, that when I was just 6 days old, I killed Putana. Hmm? I killed Putana when I was 6 years. And you know Agasur, when you all were struck, and then I killed Agasur and saved everyone from that snake's mouth. Huh? And then, um, yeah, we also know that, yeah, don't you know that I lifted the Govardhan hill for 7 days, 7 nights? Huh? And everyone began to roll on the floor and were laughing, giggling, and they couldn't control themselves. And then Krishna was surprised, what is going on? Huh? Yeah, when one knows how great someone is, we offer immediately obeisances. But here this is totally, yeah, these are laughing, yeah, bursting in this, and Krishna was bewildered, and he was keen to know what is the reason. And Sridham started saying, "You killed Putana? Do you think you have killed Putana? No, it was uh, Mother Yashoda. She was offering prayers to Brahmanas that they chant protection for Krishna, and because of their prayers, because her prayers, Putana was killed. It's not because of you. Don't think like that. Hmm? So these powerful mantras, it is the mantras of the Brahmanas that has killed Putana. Hmm? And when you come to talk about um, Agasur, yeah, it is we who entered the Agasur first, not you. And because of our presence, when we entered, we already did most of the job. You came just when finishing, and then you took all the credit that as if you have killed. Huh? And in that way, Sridham was saying, and what about this Govardhan then? Govardhan Hill? Come on. This Govardhan Hill, huh? Uh, mm, you have just put the finger under the hill. By the time already the hill started floating. Why? Huh? The mm, um, because Lord is pleased. We know that what happens in the Govardhan Lila is that everyone worshipped Govardhan Hill, right? We know that when Krishna suggested that we should rather, instead of worshipping Indra, we should worship Govardhan Hill. When everyone worshipped Govardhan, Govardhan became light and it started flowing. And when it started flowing, you just put your hand beneath that and you claimed that, yeah, you were the sustainer of this Govardhan Hill. Uh, Anyway, so the point here is, I mean, these examples is to just get a mood of what is in Vrindavan, that they will not accept Krishna as God. And of course, Krishna is also not keen that everyone, yeah, in Vrindavan accept him as God. He internally, though externally, he was expressing this as if disturbed, but internally he was getting a great pleasure. Internally, he is very joyful. This is what exactly he wanted, and this is what is the experience of Vrindavan. What is that? Everything is based on love, Sakyaras, there with the cowhead boys. Uh, so, in awe and reverence, yeah, this Sakyaras is um, very much covered by the awe and reverence of Aishwarya Bhav. So that's what in Vrindavan it is very vivid and very open and more. Mm. And then there is this also the example of we know that Krishna uh, ate dirt, mud. Yeah, we all know this. And the acharyas say the reason behind this is that Krishna ate because he was thinking, hey, I have appeared on this planet, and of course, one of the purpose is not, I mean, of course, the main purpose is that he can have exchanging loving relationship and pastimes with his devotees. But he also wanted to reduce the burden on the earth. Actually, that was the plea that came, and Krishna said, "Okay, I'll appear." Mm. So he was thinking it's already been so long that I have not even started to do anything. So let me at least start eating the mud, the earth. By doing this, I am starting to reduce the burden. So the next moment, Krishna started eating this dirt, mm, and then this process, what happened was that Krishna was thinking that, okay, when we do great things, then people will see us, oh, we have done great. But what happened? Yeah, when Yashoda asked to open your mouth, and when she saw the universe, because Krishna was thinking, okay, all the children always want to impress their parents, right? So Krishna wanted to impress. how great he is, and then so that his mother will be very proud of, oh, I have such a great son. Uh, but what happened was that when Yashoda saw the whole universe inside the mouth of Krishna and inside, um, then she was struck, and then it backfired, and then he thought, what has happened? Instead of um, his mother, yeah, um, appreciating or feeling great. What happened here is she was totally, and then he immediately uh, uh, brought himself. Yeah, he whatever he was showing this earth in his mouth, it disappeared, and then slowly after it was just a fraction of second that she saw, and then afterwards again he showed his normal um, um, form, yeah, normal form, as if like a naughty Krishna in that way. Uh, uh, in that way, because he didn't want that awe and reverence dominate again also dominate in Vrindavan, so he revoked again to his form, and then Yashoda forgot, and everything became normal. Yeah, but Krishna still had some doubt. He wanted to do something so that he wanted to make sure that Yashoda really accepts Krishna as her normal child, not as supreme lord. And then came this Damodar Leela. In Damodar Leela, we see almost everything like Krishna didn't expand himself when Mother Yashoda was tying. He was still the same boy with the same size of his waist, but it was only that the rope was, yeah. For in that way, in that we don't see Krishna playing any role, right? He didn't show explicitly how great he was, but he was just like a naughty boy breaking the pot and throwing the butter here and there, feeding the monkeys and all, just like a naughty uh, child does. Mm. So in that way, we enter into this Damodar Leela, mm, to understand what Krishna he is going to do here is uh, indeed, mm, he was relishing the love of the Vrajavasis, or especially Yashoda Mai. And here in this Leela, there are three things which we see is one thing is we know the meaning. Yashoda means one who gives yash. Yash means the fame, and Da means the giver of fame. And Yashoda is completely dedicated, absorbed all the time uh, in whatever activity she was doing for the fame of her son Krishna. And there is she is a topmost uh, referred personality when it comes to the Vatsalya ras. Hmm? But actually, what she is doing is actually giving fame, giving her plan was not to become famous, but uh, she wanted to always see that Krishna uh, is the best child in the universe, and when he grows up, when he becomes that he himself takes care of the cows, being a Vaishya, and in all, everyone should recognize him as the best. Hmm. So in that way, Yashoda always did uh, uh, this, uh, and then in this process, what happened is that Yashoda also is famous because one who is dedicating oneself in this service or in the pleasure or in the name and fame of the Lord automatically become famous. We see so many devotees. Narada Muni, who is always chanting the name of the Lord, is famous. Otherwise, if he wouldn't have done, uh, he wouldn't have become famous. We see Hanumanji is famous because he is a great devotee of the Lord. Uh, we see that every moment of one's life, if they have dedicated to the Lord for erecting temples, yeah, we see how Srila Prabhupada mm, has established ISKCON in the West and also in the East. So overall in the whole world, uh, we see. And when Prabhupada was there were 8 centers in India. Hmm? I mean, and now we know how many centers, 500, 600, or even they are growing. And each project, yeah, yesterday I was hearing to ISKCON Vrindavan, where a devotee who was giving the Bhagavatam class, yeah, he was telling that um, how many temples have come and how many temples are coming, and what is the cost of building such huge temples. It is said that in Kurukshetra, yeah, the temple which is coming up is uh, close to 150 crore. Yeah, close to. I mean, the remaining part that needs to be built costs 150 crore rupees. And in Delhi, there are temples that are coming up which are already estimated 40,000, 40 crores. Uh, and then there are other temples in Mumbai, yeah, Mumbai, which is already expanding in form of many centers, uh, is also so much, so huge. Uh, what is the purpose by doing that, Srila Prabhupada? Yeah, his intention is not to become famous, to establish that all over the world. Uh, I have erected so many temples and centers, and no, in all, it is offering service to the Lord in various ways, in terms of preaching centers, in terms of deity worship, in terms of um, care, devotee care, in so many ways. So in that way, and now, yeah, so we are celebrating, yeah, today. Uh, Usually, people, I mean, if a person is an ordinary person, we know that, yeah, one may remember his birthday, and after he leaves, people may not even remember the birthday. Yeah, maybe um, they in Vedic way we see that, okay, and then there is a Shraddh ceremony, and afterwards every year there is a, yeah, people remember. But how much people remember him? A formality of maybe offering a lamp, or a few words of what he has done in us, to us, in when he was there with us, but not that the whole world is speaking the glories of one person. Hmm. Today we are, if we turn on uh, any temple streaming, we can hear all the glories of Srila Prabhupada on his disappearance day. That is the glories of a Vaishnava, that he has dedicated his life every moment. Yesterday, when we were reading, at age of 72, when he was still struggling with heart stroke, then still he managed to establish. That time, even ISKCON was not so full-fledged. There were only 2 centers in the whole world. Only 2 centers in the whole world, and that 2 centers, one center, I mean, both centers didn't literally had a temple, full-fledged temple. Yeah. At that time, even in spite of such a health challenge, Prabhupada still was praying and fully focused in fulfilling his spiritual master's words, instructions that he accepted, imbibed them, and gloriously established in his own way. uh, that we are today able to talk about Bhagavatam, able to talk about Krishna consciousness. It's all because of that great personality, Srila Prabhupada. So, in this Leela, we see that Krishna, anyway, he knows how great is Mother Yashoda, but not everyone may know. So, through this Leela, this Leela is not one day Leela or 2 day Leela. Though it happened one day, but the whole Kartik month is celebrated as Damodar Leela. So, which means such a great position is given to this, and who is the person behind it, and to whom the credit Krishna want to give is to Mother Yashoda. It is just because of her love. Hmm? So in that way, he wanted that that fame should be given to Yashoda. Though Yashoda is not interested to have this fame, uh, Yashoda always is eager to give Krishna the fame. But here, Krishna wants uh, that everyone recognizes her greatness. So he wanted, with this Leela, Krishna in turn wanted to bring fame to her. That is one. we can very clearly see, mm, where in the end we see, of course, he made his mother struggle a bit to tie him. But from that, what comes out is that it's not possible for anyone to tie except if one has that level of love. And because Yashoda had such a great love, that's why Krishna bound himself. Anyway, we come to, I don't think we will discuss all those, what Krishna did in order to receive the love of everyone. Yeah, we will try mm, to discuss, but yeah. So here we see that Krishna wanted to mm, uh, give fame to Yashoda, for her love. The second thing is that this is a Leela of Bhakti. Mm. Yeah, we can't understand that paramour love, Rasa Leela, pastimes. Oh wow, what a nice Sharad Purnima, the full moon, and then in the full moon, when the Rasa dance is going on, so nice to see. We cannot even think of it. We can't even understand that. That is even very, very high level, topmost mm, level of bhakti in a prema, in Madhurya Ras. Huh? So, but there are so many have achieved it. It's not that okay, is it impossible? No, it's not impossible, but it needs something. It needs strong endeavor. It needs great effort, and of course, in that effort, so much selfless effort. That it's not me keeping Krishna in the front in all of our services, in all everything. If we keep Krishna in the front, and if we follow Rupanugas, hmm, Raganugas, Rupanugas, when we follow what Rupa Goswami has teaching in the Nectar of Devotion, when we develop such great qualities and advance in the devotion, in the bhakti, then uh, we can really appreciate. And this is what is the Leela. This Leela is going to show bhakti is the topmost, nothing else. There is no other spiritual path which can take us to that extent, to that topmost. Of course, we don't have to aspire to become gopis. Yeah? We want to just be servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. That should be the mood. But of course, we know that there are so many rishis, munis who desired and who wanted to be part of that Rasa Leela. So many became gopis. Huh? But again, it doesn't mean that all gopis are of same level. There are still gopis who assist the gopis, and then those gopis they assist manjaris, and the manjaris assist uh, the sakhis, and sakhis serve Krishna directly. Oh no, not even Krishna directly. They serve Radharani, and Radharani serves Krishna directly. Of course, we hear that there are some Ashtasakhis, yeah, who also engage in the service of Krishna directly, but this is as part of serving Radharani. Anyway. So, how to attain? What is this bhakti? Though we understand the supremacy of all the processes that are there, the best process, the topmost and the most effective is bhakti. But what is bhakti? We can see in this Leela. Bhakti means it is not a passive thing. We know that bhajana kriya, bhajana kriya cannot be passive. It is not just sit and enjoy, or it is not that sit and see. It is not and sit and do nothing, but it is to really give our best with full our heart, our mind, and soul when we engage ourselves in the pleasure of the Lord. That is what is called our endeavor. When such an endeavor is there, when such an endeavor is there, then this can bring the mercy of the Lord. And this attitude, in this attitude, when we perform our bhakti, when we perform our efforts, when the mercy is coming, then these two together is called bhakti. In other processes, when we talk about Ashtanga Yoga or Jnana Yoga and all, what may happen is that yeah, there is a faith, yeah, which says that okay, one engages in these things and finally one day they'll be successful. But in bhakti, every moment is already success because The process is that when we are giving our 100% every moment when you are giving 100%, we are already able to attract the causeless mercy of the Lord. This causeless mercy is very, very interesting word. We are saying causeless, so is our effort a cause for it? Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur in Madhurya Kadambini says that, I mean, it's very nice analysis, and finally he says, no. When we are talking about causeless mercy, it means that that mercy should be falling on everyone equally. This conversation comes in the context of seventh canto, where Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur is bringing that Yudhishthir Maharaj is saying, okay, why Indra was um, uh, no, what is that? Why the Lord deals with demigods and demons differently? Hmm? In that context, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that yeah, it is mercy, and when we saying it's causeless mercy, when there is no cause behind it, then it should. There is no cause means whatever is coming, it should come everywhere, just like a rain. Rain is falling on stone, on grass, on hut or house or person, everything. Uh, Similarly, this causeless mercy should be falling on everyone, falling on everyone. So this is not causeless mercy. But is it that there is a cause for it? Hmm. Why only a person is getting? It is that very careful, yeah, because very, very, I mean, I had to read 4 5 times, yeah, to really appreciate that when it is not causeless mercy, what is this? It is the grace of the spiritual master. It is because of the spiritual master and Vaishnavas who are praying for us, who want this mercy to come to us. It is only because of them we are receiving. So we see there is indeed a cause, and of course, is it that this means that is Krishna subordinate to the his devotees? Yeah, Krishna want to be subordinate to his devotees. This is what we see here. This Leela also is demonstrating that. When we are going more deeper, we'll understand that. So it is not causeless mercy where okay some thing is coming. This is also is called agyata sukriti. Even when we talk about agyata sukriti, because faith, yeah, adav shraddha, when this starting, the beginning thing is faith. This is called komala shraddha, which means a kind of a thin faith, not so strong. That faith, yeah, and is also coming. It's not by causeless mercy, agyata sukriti. But what is this agyata sukriti? Itself is defined as the mercy of the spiritual master, because of the Vaishnavas who are always praying, who are always approaching the Lord. Please, yeah, bless so many fallen souls, and in that fallen soul we fall in. That's why we get it. Hmm. So, this is one thing. And bhakti is the best way to advance. Not only that, bhakti is the topmost, bhakti is also the sublime, simple, and best way. Why? Because in other ways, when we are talking about jnana and dhyana, a lot of things are dependent on our own self. If yeah, we have to get up early and we have to meditate on ourself, and or we have to read a lot, and then what is happening in this process, a lot of pride comes, because most of things are more of our efforts, and when these efforts we are bringing, then we think, hey, we are it is because I have brought, yeah, if you see in Ramayana, yeah, there are some who's that, Satish uh, Muni, or I forgot what is the rishi name. He had so much power. He had so much power that even Indra came, because he thought next election he will become the Indra. Uh, so um, he came and he left at just that moment. Sureshana, I think. Sa- Satikshana rishi, I think. So he had so much, and then when Ram said, okay, I have this power, that power, I think Now I'm finished. I have perfected my life. Yeah, give me that abode. And Ram saw this person still has some pride. Hmm? This person still has pride. Why? Because he is thinking all because of his yagnas or because of his tapas, because of his austerities, he has achieved this. He has corrected. Ram is kindly has corrected that it's not because of you. Or even he says that I am giving you everything. Then Ram said, I am not a beggar. I am Kshatriya. If I want, I can take it. So he corrected. This can happen when we engage ourselves in this other processes, spiritual paths. Those are more dangerous. Of course, it doesn't mean that in bhakti it's not going to happen. In bhakti also it can happen if you don't understand the real intricacies of performing devotional service. Because in performing devotional service, we are picking up these valuable lessons on go. What is happening when we engage in our services? We understand what is the attitude, what is the etiquette we should do, what should be the etiquette in performing a service. That is what is important. Without that, when we perform bhakti, yeah, we are missing something, and when we miss something, we don't get the result. So, attitude with which we perform our sadhana, uh, sadhana and seva determines whether Krishna's grace is going to come or not. Usually we always experience it. I have been chanting for 10 years, 20 years. Why nothing is happening? Because we miss this important thing, attitude in our service, in our sadhana. Are we chanting carefully? Are we carefully hearing? Huh? Are we trying to avoid all these 10 offenses? At least are we, I mean, we very much know how big gone case we are. We are not great devotees. So maybe this is what is the quality that I can offer. No, we can always consciously make effort to advance in our japa. Uh, there is not a, it's not a miracle. It's not a miracle how to chant offenseless. Huh? When we are attentive, then we can chant offenseless. Huh? When we are attentive, then we are careful what anarthas are there in my chanting, uh, due to which my chanting is not giving good result. So when we consciously make effort in improving the quality of japa, uh, then we can become successful. Similarly, in our devotional services, when a service comes on our way, it is not just okay, what are my capabilities, can I do it or not? It is also what is my attitude towards that service. Am I submissive in that mood of serving, or am I in the mood of, oh, see, this came to me because I am great, only because I am special, only because others are not as good as me. Because of that, I am getting this service. So, if we have that mood in our mind, then that is not so conducive to attract the grace of the Lord, this mercy of the Lord. Why? Yeah, we have the gatekeeper. Who is that? Our spiritual master. He is seeing that, okay, no, test failed. So we have to always be very careful in our consciousness and consciously engage in the right sadhana in practicing bhakti. Uh, so it's not that easy as I was just telling, okay, but compared to other paths, this is the safest bet. Uh, we may see when bhakti yoga itself is so difficult, what to talk about other processes are impossibly difficult. Mm. Bhakti yoga can become easier. Why? Because the grace of the Lord is also there. In Bhakti yoga, it is not that only our effort is the key. Of course, our effort is there with which we can attract Krishna's mercy, but Krishna's mercy can make miracles. Just like in this Lila, where Yashoda might was struggling to tie Krishna with a rope that was as long as I don't know how long if we measure. Huh? Definitely very long because it there was no literally nothing, no ropes were left in the whole town. In the whole village, there were no ropes almost. Yeah? But Yashoda kept on doing it, kept on doing it with all endeavor, fully absorbed to tie Krishna. See, interesting. Yeah, whatever we are doing, our services is all favorable to Krishna, right? Here it was unfavorable, where Krishna want to escape, Krishna doesn't want to be bound, but Krishna internally is enjoying this. When everyone, all the Brajavasis come together and they were talking, and then Yashoda is struggling, uh, and he is enjoying how lovingly, how love, yeah, this Vatsalya Ras is also, there is also aspect of discipline, how Mother Yashoda is struggling to bring Krishna um, to correct his action in that he was enjoying. She was not giving up at any point. She was continuous struggle, but nevertheless she was doing and doing and doing. When such really, really, real effort comes out from us, yeah, just in the case of Yashoda, the sweat that fell on Krishna, that melted him. That, yeah, Yashoda has given her complete effort in the service of tying me. We also want to tie Krishna. How do we want to tie? It's not so easy. He's faster than faster than the sun, faster than the mind. How can we tie? Yashoda is showing. Because after all, what we are doing, please, Lord, engage me in your service. Yeah, what does that also mean is that Lord should be present that we can engage in his service. So how can he be present in front of us is when we give ourselves. Then Krishna is bound. And that is the essence of this Leela. Huh? That the effort is there and the mercy is there. When these two are there, then only Krishna is bound. And then, yeah, we also know that Krishna, in that way, so many have captured Krishna. But for how long? Not so long. We see that Krishna simply, after Yashoda has died, uh, did Krishna stay with Yashoda forever? No, he simply went away. He simply went away. He pulled that trees out, and then, yeah. And it is said that Acharyas say that Krishna, it's not a one-time conquering activity. We have to repeatedly do. Huh? In this continuous conquering process, Krishna is conquered. Krishna is um, enjoying this. Otherwise, just imagine you just have a packet that you have packed it and kept it in. You will not even see it. We will not even see that, right? Then, yeah, that becomes in the background. No, Krishna always want to be in the foreground. Krishna, no, Krishna want that all of us understand that, yeah, he is a supreme enjoyer and that we keep him in the foreground. So, in this way, we see in this Leela that bhakti, uh, importance of bhakti, the supreme position of bhakti is very much, very well established. It is not that as soon as Yashodamai was not able to tie Krishna, she started sitting in a yoga mudra, and then she started meditating. May all the mantras come so that that binds Krishna. No, very simple. She just tried and tried and tried. We don't need all those powers. We don't need powers. Yeah, we think that okay, if power is there, then I can do things faster, quicker. But what power we need more than Krishna's mercy? That comes only in bhakti. And further, when we see that um, Krishna is enacting this Damodar Leela uh, for two, for the sake of two devotees. One is Yashoda. Anyway, he want to make the world know that she is the best uh, devotee, mm. And also to make sure that Narada Muni, who has 20,000 years ago, has cursed and not only he has cursed but he also said that okay, Lord will appear and um, then you'll be blessed. To make these words true. It's not an obligation. It's not an obligation. Lord doesn't have to, there is no obligation for Krishna that he has to do something. Huh? But in order to keep up the words of Narada Muni, mm, he appeared. So in that way, we see that, um, yeah, the words of the devotees have great power to influence Lord's mind, and then Lord made okay arrangements so that he came, and then he did the Leela. So if at all, if someone has power to influence the Lord and his activities, it is only devotees. Of course, one may think that, okay, in order, because Ravana was the reason who created all the problem, that's why the demigods went and prayed to the Lord, and then the Lord appeared for because of to kill Ravana. So Ravana is uh, the cause. Uh, but that, yeah, that is one, but not favorable. Yeah. Of course, the Lord appeared as one of the reasons to kill Ravana. Lord Ram appeared, but that's not the only reason. He wanted to spend his private time with Mother Sita. He wanted to establish dharma in such an elaborate way that everyone can follow and lead a, mm, a kingdom on the base of Rama Rajya, how the Lord ruled. So many things. And we see there is so much of devotees uh, influence. mm, And then Lord, yeah, it is said that when Lord enacts a pastime, so many things happen in one go. Yeah, not okay. So in this, in Ram Leela, we see that Lord appeared. He wanted to establish um the way of life, how one should lead, and uh, then at the same time enjoy his time in with Mother Sita, and also killed the people who were disturbing, who were mm, causing trouble. So all these things, and in one go. Hmm? But then the important aspect here, Krishna is saying, is that, yeah, when we refer to this verse, that comes to Narada, Krishna is saying, I am not interested. I am not in people who are worshipping me. I am not in temples. I am sitting where people are singing in my glories. I am not sitting in the hearts of those yogis whom who are vibrating powerful mantras, meditating. No, I am there where people are discussing my katha. Why? Because that is what Krishna is um, uh, relishing. Yeah, and this is what Damodar Lila is saying, that it is because Narada Muni has cursed Nalakubera, and because he said that the Lord will appear. The Lord, yeah, very willingly, by to make his devotees' words true, he appeared in this way. And then, um, in this Damodar Leela, by the way, I mean, I'm just going with the flow. In case if anyone has question, let me know. Till now,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
yes.
Yes, I have this question. So in other yogas, is there no mercy of the Lord involved, like in Ashtanga yoga or other yoga? It's, is it only the efforts of the yogi that he achieves the result?
The predominating is more effort. The mercy aspect could be is there. Definitely, there is also this like, okay, uh, if you are able to meditate constantly without any disturbances, where you are able to have that single point of single pointed focus. Mm. Yeah, it is not coming with mercy that you are getting that. It is you are putting your effort.
Hmm. Okay.
Hmm? And this knowledge also, of course, when one is reading so many shastras, in that reading also, if the attitude is not correct, uh, we can understand the Vedanta sutras once we come to the end, right? Just like if you're a doctor, yeah, you're given a opportunity to operate only after you get the qualification, after you finish everything. Until then, can you just say, hey, I'm already studying MBBS and let me go into the operation theater and give me 50% of the hmm, payment to me? I'm fine. Will you get it?
No,
Hmm?
no problem.
Yeah. So you're getting it? What it
Yeah,
means?
so it's at the end of all the effort, the yogi gets the result. But in
Yeah.
Bhakti Yoga, in
Yeah.
parallel, devotee
Yeah,
enjoys.
one can see, okay, of course, in there is also teacher who is giving this knowledge, and also there is also some mercy. Yeah, but the Lord's mercy we can see only after really getting it, because there is also the hurdle of not having this pride, right?
Hmm. Yes, correct. And Prabhuji, you mentioned about two kinds of mercy. One is the causeless mercy, which is same. Is it same for all, for everybody? Is causeless mercy so
No,
without any
no,
cause?
people usually say as causeless mercy, but there is nothing. If it is that, if what we were having is a causeless mercy, then we it won't be only on us. Everyone would have got. That's what it means. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that.
So it's not causeless mercy, right?
Let me find that. If we are quick, Madhurya Kadambini.
Yeah, we usually say thank you, Lord, for your causeless mercy. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's not
We
really
may call it
causeless.
as causeless mercy. Um, mhm, I think, yeah. Published by inspiration of my most wonderful, causelessly merciful Guru. Mhm. Yeah. It is only by the causeless mercy of the transcendent personal form of that it is. Okay, I think I found it. I try to read this. I think if this is what I was, yeah, when I came across it. Bhavanuvada. Bhakti is Bhagavan's own internal energy, Swarupa Shakti. And like the omnipotent Lord, Bhakti also is self manifesting. She manifests herself without relying on any additional cause. I repeat again. Bhakti is Lord's Shakti. Bhakti is Lord's Shakti, and it's also self manifesting. She manifests herself without relying on any additional cause. And Srimad Bhagavatam 126 states, यतो bhaktiradokshage ahituki apratihata. So here Bhagavad Bhakti to Adoksha Bhagavan, who is beyond the approach of material senses, is said to be causeless and uninterrupted. Mm. By this, it is evident that she arises autonomously without hmm, any particular cause. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:28, it says, Yadracha, Yadrachaya Mat Kathado, only the mercy of bhakti. Hmm, my own internal energy yields taste for narration about my pastimes and so forth. The word Mad Bhaktim cha Yadrachya means the obtainment of bhakti to me is by her own sweet accord. Such statements about the awakening of bhakti being independent and without any particular cause also appear in numerous verses. hmm. In these statements from Srimad Bhagavatam and so forth, the word yadricha means acting only in accordance with one's own sweet will. The meaning of yadricha found in dictionary is svairita, doing as one pleases, uncontrolled, independent, or svecha. Hmm. And then there is this Piyusha Varshini Vritti. Bhagavan appears of his own accord within the Yadu dynasty as Sri Krishna, within the Raghu dynasty as Sri Rama, and so on. And again, only by his own volition does he manifest himself or is otherwise perceived in internal and external senses of the devotees. In the same way, Bhakti, Bhagavan's self-manifesting internal energy, whose intrinsic nature is composed of eternity, cognizant and bliss, Satchitanand, also exhibit herself or is otherwise experienced by her own volition in the internal and external senses of devotee. She does not depend on any other cause. Like Sri Krishna, Bhakti also is composed as Satchitananda. This is unequivocally described as Gopalatara, Gopalatara Tapani, Upanishad. Vijnana Gana Ananda Gana Satchidanandika Satchid Anandaikya Rase Bhakti Yoge Tishtati. This means that he who is the condensed form of realized knowledge and bliss, that very Sri Krishna manifests himself in Bhakti Yoga, which is intrinsic form of Satchidanand. If Bhakti were not composed of these, then it would never be possible for her to captivate Bhagavan. At this point, a question may be raised. If Bhakti, being quite the opposite of inert, has the symptom of being self-manifesting and is composed of eternity, cognizance and bliss, then how is she to appear in sadhaka's inert mind and senses? In answer, it can be said that after a piece of iron is heated intensely within a blazing fire, it obtains qualitative sameness with fire. It takes on fire's own reddish hue and it acquires the potency to burn. In the same way, by her own power, Bhakti, who is composed of Satchidananda, manifests even in the material senses of sadhaka, and by destroying the mundanity of those senses, renders them as transcendental as she is. Hmm? So this is explanation. So which says that it's not the causeless. Still finding the direct line. Mm. Moreover, when the internal body manifests sadhana samyutam will simultaneously present. Parabrahma Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, is self-manifesting. His spiritual energy also self-manifesting. That which is self-manifesting reveals not only itself but also elsewhere. Hence, where there is predominance of Ladini Shakti, numerous place explains that bhakti manifests without cause. Yeah, okay. This is also further explanation, but in numerous places, Srimad Bhagavatam explains that bhakti manifests without cause and of her own accord. सवै पुंसां परो धर्म यदो भक्तिरधोक्षजे अहेतुकी अप्रहिता ययात्मा ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति. Hmm. On so then I think I'm coming close to what I that person who remains finally established in observance of his own dharma. No, thus in these verses and other like that, the word signifies this. In other words, bhakti arises of her own independent sweet will. Thus, bhakti has been called causeless, ahaituki. So, Adirasa Prabhu, the reason why we address as causeless mercy is thus bhakti has been called causeless mercy, ahaituki, because it comes on her own accord, Svecha. She is self-manifesting, meaning she emerges of her own volition. It has been said, yeah, now we are coming to this. Srila Jiva Goswami's Priti Sandarbha. Let me. The purport is that the only bhakti brings the devotee near to Bhagavan, only bhakti grants direct darshan of Bhagavan, and only bhakti controls Bhagavan. That is why bhakti is the principal sadhana to attain Bhagavan. In this connection, it is worth deliberating upon the symptoms of that bhakti who, by her own bliss, makes Bhagavan intoxicated. Let me. If it is accepted that such unconditional or causeless mercy of Bhagavan is in fact the cause of awakening of bhakti, then Bhagavan would appear to be the beset with fault of inequality. This is what I was referring in our before. So, question may come, if it is accepted that such unconditional or causeless mercy, ahaituki krupa, of Bhagavan is in fact the cause of awakening of bhakti, then Bhagavan would appear to be beset with fault of inequality, since bhakti is not observed universally. Bhagavan is impartial. If Bhagavan is impartial, then um, if if his ahaituki kripa is the cause of bhakti, then that causeless mercy ought to have been bestowed upon everyone. But this is not what we see. Bhakti is not present in everyone. She abides in some and not in others. In that case, it would have to be conceded that Bhagavan's attitude is not equal to all and is thus tainted by the fault of unfairness or favoritism. When everyone is not becoming a devotee, then it means that Lord has not done favor. He is partial. But it cannot even be conceived that such a fault can exist in Bhagavan. Uh, and the explanation is the following question may also arise. Is Bhagavan meting out punishment to the wicked and protecting his own bhaktas, not indicative of inequality? In response, it is said that his doing so does not indicate unfairness. Rather, it is his greatest quality. Among the innumerable qualities present in Bhagavan, his intense affection for his devotees, which is Bhakta Vatsalya, reigns supreme, standing as the monarch of all his qualities. Bhakta Vatsalya is the topmost. This subject will be analyzed further in 8th shower of this sacred text. Uh, Third, if it is said that actually the awakening of good fortune is due to Bhagavan's mercy, then what is the cause of that mercy? This is further it's going. Piyusha Varshini. Varshini, I mean, this is a shower. What is that? If it is said that actually the awakening of his good fortune, I mean, good means of this good fortune in us, is due to Bhagavan's mercy, then what is the cause of that mercy? Yeah, when we are talking about causeless mercy, or if there is a cause, what is the cause? Moreover, what is the cause of that cause? Since no definite conclusion is arrived at by investigating each successive cause, such an investigation is tainted by fault of infinite regress. Huh? If Bhagavan's causeless mercy is accepted as the cause of awakening of that good fortune, It is appropriate to suppose that all living entities would have the good fortune of attaining bhakti, but this is not seen. Some obtain this good fortune and some do not. This conception is therefore based on the assumption that Bhagavan is tainted by a defect of inequality. Some may say that since Bhagavan protects the devotees and slays the demons, he does indeed have some shortcoming of inequality. In response, it is being explained that an inequality observed in Sri Bhagavan's punishing the wicked and protecting his own devotees is not a fault, but rather his greatest ornament. So otherwise, what is there? There is no question of Bhakta Vatsalya, right? Vatsalya is there. In other words, it is the mark of his most exalted quality. Among all the qualities present in Bhagavan, the quality of affection for his devotees is resplendent above all others. Indeed, even in the slaying of demons, Bhagavan manifests his immense mercy to them. This is because, as the inevitable result of their mm, malevolence towards Sri Bhagavan and his devotees. The reason why, if we are also seeing Ravana is the cause of it, yes, we accept it. Why? Because of his ill thinking towards the Lord and devotees, uh, has attracted the mercy of the Lord. Their souls. Therefore, on the pretext of slaying the demons, Bhagavan shows even them unlimited compassion, mercifully granting them liberation, which is extremely rare even for the yogis. Uh, so, in that way, this further explanation is given. I'm coming to this. The mercy of devotees is said to be the cause of bhakti. This is what Bhavanuvad. It is said the mercy of the devotees is said to be the cause of bhakti. The Bhagavad Bhakta's mercy, like the mercy of Bhagavan, is causeless. In this case also, it is improper to find any defect of inequality or uh, partisanship in the mercy of Bhagavan's devotees. So, when the devotees are showering their mercy, it may appear that why are they only favoring few? No, they are um, giving their mercy for people who are eager to get it. Still, the symptoms of Madhyama Bhakta are stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:246. He who adopts the mood of love towards the Lord, fellowship toward the devotees of the Lord, mercy toward the ignorant, and neglect toward the antagonist is a Madhyama Bhagavat. According to these symptoms, inequality is seen in the Madhyama Bhakta. Huh? These qualities are actually the defining qualities of Madhyama Bhakta. Anyway, this goes further. Huh? I mean, you're getting a context from, yeah, from these references.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, to some extent, not completely.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so Prabhuji, so the mercy of the devotees and the spiritual master, yeah, that invokes the mercy of the Lord. Yeah, correct.
yeah.
And
But
so
that is
where
also, it
does,
need not be a cause driven. Hmm?
yeah,
Yeah.
hmm,
And I'll just read. Srila Chakravarti Thakur has delineated the independent and self-manifesting nature of bhakti, which, like Bhagavan, is intrinsically eternal, all cognizant and blissful. Also, he has established that neither good fortune born of any pious action nor Bhagavan's causeless mercy yields bhakti. Yeah. Again, you saw here, he established that neither the good fortune of activity nor the Bhagavan's causeless mercy will yield bhakti. What does that mean? Uh, the author himself says is now establishing the conclusion, which is Siddhanta, that bhakti is awakened by the mercy of a bhakta. That is the final conclusion. Uh, it is not because of our own deeds, or it is not because of the mercy of the Lord, but it is only awakened by what? By the mercy of a bhakta, which means this is the conclusion. A notion which accepted does away with any confusion. In the same manner that Bhagavan's mercy is causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual, the mercy of bhakta is also causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. This is so because a tiny amount of all of Bhagavan's qualities are transmitted to his devotees. Hmm. However small the quantity, innately those qualities certainly remain unchanged. Uh, so this establishes the position that we are having this bhakti only by the mercy of bhaktas in our life. That important it is. Uh, Indeed, it is solely by the mercy of Madhyama Bhaktas that ordinary people attain Bhakta. That is the conclusion. That's what is presented here. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. But
Thus,
Prabhuji, in
in
this
Srimad
case,
Bhagavatam, Sri Havi Yogendra, the best of the Nava Yogendras, has clearly described the partiality of being merciful towards ordinary ignorant people and neglectful of those who are inimical toward devotees of the Supreme Lord is the symptom of a Madhyama Adhikari. Therefore, it is clearly understood that such partiality of Madhyama Bhakta is not harmful for their bhakti. Anyway, this goes further and further. I mean, there are like a few more showers of in the Madhura Kadamini that explains this subject matter. Yeah, you were saying something.
yeah, so I was saying that, so where does the sadhana of a sadhaka, what is the place of sadhana or sadhaka?
What is
So
the
what
place
does
of
it
sadhana?
do? Yeah.
Yeah, it is like after your boat is moving. Yeah, the whatever pedaling you are doing, na. Hmm?
Okay.
So
Like fuel.
whatever is needed, that is provided by the. It's just like here. If you are swimming in water, the water is already provided, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that fortune or whatever the mercy, whatever we need, huh, that what is required, this bhakti, that is what is provided, and then sadhana is a means that you are enhancing, then you are practicing. Yeah? Practicing bhakti is what you are doing, but
Okay.
that whatever is required to start, whatever is required to favor, that is coming from devotees. So highly, fully dependent are we on bhaktas mercies, devotees mercies.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Now, yeah. Understood.
Yeah, thank you. I think we'll close the call here. I mean, we can still again, there is one more week to cover. I think this Damodar Lila. Tomorrow we'll talk about Govardhan Lila.
Prabhuji, I have one comment and one question regarding a follow-up question to the question what Adhirasa Prabhuji asked.
Hmm.
Um, my question is that how to get the mercy of the devotees? How to get that so that you become eligible for the bhakti? And my comment is that I understand that the bhakti is causeless, and for my understanding, I see is that this way that the bhakti is being transmitted, the signal is available, but the equipment like ourself is not prepared or it's not ready. So it has to be calibrated or connected so that it can receive the signal, so that it can be attached to. So that's how I see it in a very layman language.
Yeah,
But my
Bhakti.
question is,
Yeah, if
yeah,
you see Bhakti, Bhakti is actually Shakti. If
ji,
that such a Shakti is already in us, we would have already done practice sadhana. Because that Shakti is not there, that's why we are not. It is that the conscious dormant, what do you call? Just like a child has the ability to walk, well, that is there. Mm. But he is not walking on day one after he's born. Huh? And just when this awakening is happening, that then this ability is coming out. Yeah, and this example cannot be applied in the case of bhakti. Yeah, love of Godhead is dormant. It is there. Whatever you are saying, the signal, na, it is that it is the love is there inside us, which is covered. But the practice of bhakti uh, can really help us to really make this dormant love visible, and then we can engage in service. I don't know if I
ji
um,
Prabhuji, yeah.
Yeah, when you're talking about that signal, that signal, or that is the love that is there, which is kind of completely dormant. But then bhakti is needed so that we can actually engage in re-establishing our love. Yeah, because love, it means two people are there. It cannot be a one man show in the case of love. One person is giving and other person is receiving. Hmm? So love for Krishna is dormant, but then when we engage in service of Krishna, then we are actually engaging in bhakti. And then, yeah, to your question about like, okay, then what is the, how can we get bhakti?
How we can get the mercy of the devotees? Yeah.
How can we get the mercy of the devotees? By engaging, by serving them. And that's why people usually refer this called as Agyata Sukriti. Maybe one fine day, one brahmachari or one devotee, he was distributing books, and you have offered water to him. Hmm?
Mm.
Yeah, because you have served a devotee. Yeah, and then of course this devotee, it's not as soon as you have served you are getting the result. It is because the devotee is praying for you.
Correct.
So it is still not that we are having the capacity to get the shakti. It is still that this shakti has to be given, just like a plug point in our house. Yeah, the
Correct.
plug point is there, everything is there, but the shakti has to come from some substation, right?
Ji.
So we are not independent to acquire whatever we want. It is like the mercy. If the government is giving power, then only we are getting it. It is not that because I have the money, because I have the ability, I can pay. No, then power is not coming. It not just having money in our hand, the power will not come, right? After
Mm.
you pay the bill, then only you will get it. After you establish connection, then only you will get it. Hmm?
Ji.
Yeah. Did it answer your question or
Ji, Prabhuji. Yeah.
okay? Okay. Other questions? So still in our context now, Adirasa Prabhu, we can still talk about causeless mercy. It doesn't mean that okay now causeless mercy has no basis. We can always accrue towards that causeless mercy. This causeless mercy is coming because of the greatness of the Madhyama Adhikaris or because of the devotees of the Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
We can still call it as causeless because we don't know the cause. Hmm? But because they want to give us the bhakti, that's why we are able to get it. Very, very difficult, yeah, because I mean, at least for me, I have to grow to a level where I can understand this tattva. This, then I can kind of say yes. Huh? At this moment, I can just accept it, understand a bit. Okay. Then we close the call here. Yeah, thank you very much for joining. There's a lot, yeah, there's still a lot. Thanks, Nishant Prabhu. Because of you, I still thought, okay, let's continue to discuss about Damodar Leela. I hope it helped everyone. Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
and we still have a lot to discuss only on this same Leela, but it's not about the quantity. I think it's more about that what we can take within what we are discussing. Yeah, even small things can help us take a big leap. Okay. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री यशोदानंदन श्री राधा दामोदर जी की जय। दामोदर लीला की जय। सुखदेव गोस्वामी की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। Srila Prabhupada की जय। Today is Prabhupada disappearance day, so yeah, yesterday here and today, if one, I mean, want to still absorb, you can turn to ISKCON Vrindavan YouTube channel. There, so many speakers are still sharing their experience realizations with Prabhupada. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.